The recent controversy surrounding the conduct of the JAMB examination is yet another painful reminder of how Nigeria's systems continue to fail its people. It is not just about a technical glitch. It is a reflection of deeper systemic decay rooted in nepotism, favoritism, incompetence, and a lack of accountability. This situation tragically affected the futures of over 360,000 candidates, many of whom were wrongly deemed to have failed or scored below the required cutoff mark, and in a devastating turn of events, led to the suicide of a 19-year-old candidate, a loss that can never be undone. This tragedy raises serious questions. Was the service provider entrusted with managing the online examination system truly the best and most qualified? Or was the contract awarded based on connections rather than competence? Were the recommendations of technical experts followed or ignored to cut corners? Has JAMB scaled its infrastructure proportionately to the growing number of candidates and evolving demands of digital examinations? Or is this another case of underinvestment masked by false claims of innovation? Are the staff running JAMB the most capable minds available, or were they appointed based on tribal, political, or personal affiliations? These are not trivial questions. They speak to the root of the problem, the entrenched practice of placing square pegs in round holes. Until we begin to place competence above connections, merit above mediocrity, and accountability above arrogance, such failures will persist not just in JAMB, but across every sector in Nigeria. It is disheartening to see the Director General of JAMB acknowledge system failures while the Minister of Education, in an all-too-familiar sycophantic tone, claimed that the mass failure was proof that the system is working. This premature and defensive statement exemplifies the behavior of many political appointees in Nigeria, quick to deflect, slow to investigate, and utterly disconnected from the human cost of administrative failure. Sadly, this may not be an isolated case. How can we be sure this hasn't happened in previous years, just not on this scale, and perhaps conveniently swept under the carpet? This recent incident only caught national attention because of how widespread it was. A backward audit of previous examinations is now necessary. A simple pass-fail trend analysis over the years would have helped detect abnormalities long before candidates and their families began crying out in frustration and despair. But such proactive thinking can only come from competent professionals, not political appointees with little understanding of education, data integrity, or digital systems. Now, as the government pushes to digitalize other major national examinations like WAC and NECO, the lessons from this JAMB debacle must not be ignored. Transitioning to online-based testing without adequate infrastructure, oversight, and technical expertise is a recipe for disaster. The government must invest not just in hardware and software, but in people, professionals who understand how to manage complex systems with integrity, transparency, and foresight. The bigger question remains: when will Nigeria get it right? It is a difficult question to answer and perhaps a depressing one. Because as long as we keep prioritizing loyalty over merit, ethnicity over ability, and shortcuts over sustainability, we may never get it right. Our children will continue to pay the price for our collective complacency and misgovernance. The JAMB issue should not be swept under the rug. It should be a national reckoning, a wake-up call. Lives, dreams, and futures are at stake.